Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the On Time, On Target Morning Brief. Today, we're going to talk about a different sort of strategy than the standard market stuff for the stocks and bonds, that, if you will, that we normally talk about. We're talking about private placements or alternative investments. And specifically, I have one client who got into this recently. Since he's gotten into it, I've learned a lot more about it and have a couple different opportunities out there. But it's investing in U.S. farmland. There's one fund that primarily focuses here in Texas, and the other one focuses across the United States. And the offerings they've had, it's crowdsourcing as far as funding. The offers they've had have all been in California, and I think there was one in Oregon, so kind of West Coast stuff, if you will. But it's pretty interesting, and the rate of returns are pretty high. And the reason, again, the rate of returns are high is because instead of the farmer taking all of the risk, and I can't say I'm really from a farming family, but my family was from Iowa, and we did have farmers in the family. And looking, even as a kid, I was always amazed by the financials of, here's a combine that's worth $250,000, and then of course you have all the land, and it's just like, how do you pay for all that? And that's where, I remember being at a cousin's house listening to the radio, and they're listening to corn futures and all kinds of different things that I would like, literally I didn't care about. But it was imperative for them, tracking the price of some of these futures and things. So it's really kind of a different mentality. Well, since private equity has moved into this space, basically it's taken the risk away from the farmer, because the farmers could run into some significant issues. They have a bad crop, or if they're with raising livestock, something happens. Well, futures mitigate that somewhat, but they're on the edge of bankruptcy with really one bad year, kind of like the airlines, one bad year or a few bad days for the airlines. If you force them to shut down, they're pretty much on the edge of bankruptcy. So what these funds are doing is now letting you take that risk you have to be an accredited investor to be able to do that. So, $1 million and above, or 200,000 and above as far as your income. But if you qualify to get in on this sort of stuff, they're talking, 11, 12% internal rates of return on a lot of these projects. Now, that's if things can go well. Obviously, you're taking the risk, so things might not go well, but so far so good that they're buying the land and the equipment, and the funds are owning these things and basically renting them out. For the farmer does the labor for a contracted price. And then, of course, the investor, i.e. you, if you participate in something like this, is now going to reap the benefits, all the upside from that, because you're taking the risk, right? And the downside too, you bet, of course. But that's what we're going to talk about today. There's two different ways to get involved that I know about. There's probably more out there, but I'll at least explain those to you. So that's our topic of the day. The question of the day is, what is a private placement memorandum? Most of you are familiar if you're in mutual funds, or hopefully you're out of those now because they're expensive. But if you're in index funds, you get a prospectus that kind of explains what the fund is. Well, if you go into a private placement, private equity sort of event, you're either going to have a subscription, which if you're crowdsourcing, it's a subscription. If you're doing private equity, it's a PPM that basically explains all of that, and it replaces the prospectus. But we'll take a look at one of those in the example towards the end. As far as the longs and the shorts, the market is actually showing a lot of optimism. We got a jobs number this morning, and I think everything is about ready to turn green, if it's not in the green already. But the longs, ONCT on a cancer discovery, if you will, and then anything related to crypto basically is bouncing today. If you want to go short, MEKE is a Chinese firm where the CEO died overnight, kind of throwing that off 10% right now. And evidently he was a very key individual. If you obviously is important as the CEO, but it'd be like super important, right? So everybody's freaking out over that. So that's the short of the day. Also, Cole's mixed numbers, and of course, if the market stays in the green, you can short BXX if that's your thing. All right, if you're joining us on replay, thank you so much for checking us out. Click subscribe and notifications bell if you want to join us live. It's $25 a month to come on in the room, which you don't see as a chat window and a Q&A window that's up above here. People can ask me questions all day, so come on in, check us out. With that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome back, everyone. I want to share out another screen here real quick. This is my Facebook page. I'm a proud sponsor now of a professional sports team. You can chuckle a little bit. I got that. It's obviously a brand new special professional sports team, and it's an esport team, which I'm going to play the trailer here. But I'm a proud sponsor of the Austin Burners, which is a four-team league right now, looking to expand. They just started. It's an esport, and the difference with, you think of esports, yeah. I just saw your comment there, Apex. When you think of esports, you think of nerdy kind of geeky folks inside playing video games, right? Well, with the difference with this particular esport is that it's athletic based, and to play this game, it's called Echo Arena. To play this game, you need to like a clear room. It's virtual reality with the Oculus headset, and you go in, and it's basically like a 3D outer space based ultimate frisbee, if you're familiar with that. But check out this this trailer here real quick for the Austin Burners. All right, there you have it. Esports. I'm looking at Apex's comment here. Rainbow Six. Yep. Hockey stadium. Winning team got 800K. Yeah. Well, this is certainly different, right? Off of this Facebook page, so it doesn't make any more noise here. But yeah, this is a little. It's legit. It's a thing. And it's a bunch of Air Force folks that got together in fighter pilots mostly. They got together that started this esports league where athleticism is rewarded. If you actually play this game, the athlete has an advantage. A in shape, super fast athlete, if you will, has an advantage over everybody else. So it's kind of the combination of athletics and esports kind of put together. So we'll see where it goes. Anyhow, I'm a sponsor of that team, so it's kind of fun. Go Austin Burners. Right. First match is tonight. It's on Twitch. I'll hit Facebook with that link later once I have it. So you can tune in and see the Austin Burners in action. Chrome is the team captain. The Law is the goalie. So, cool names. What could go wrong, right? Yeah, I don't know any leagues that reward being overweight and over 50, unless honestly you call investing its own league, because you do have a lot of folks that are using their minds to make money, and not when their bodies are not the primary ways of making money anymore. So anyhow, all right. Welcome to the brief today, Thursday, May 20th. We've got a big day ahead for us here. Standard disclaimer applies to financial education presentation. You have to do your own due diligence before acting upon anything you hear in this presentation. Full disclaimer information is available at ototnow.com. Mission objectives: grow our money, protect our money, and live off our money. Today we're talking farm investing. Predator's comment was all the fun without having to shovel the stalls. Yeah, I don't know. So why would you invest in farmland? Well, diversification from the market, right? If you want to diversify out of stocks and bonds because you don't like the volatility, then this gives you an opportunity to do so. I would not put farmland high on the list. I would actually say, let's go private equity first, some real estate, that sort of thing. So farmland would really kind of be on what I would call the tail risk or tail of alternative investing. I probably would never do it myself, to be honest. So it's just not my thing. But then again, I sit and stare at stocks and bonds all day long, right? So obviously that's going to be my thing because that's my area of expertise. But if it's something that you're interested in, if you're worried about keeping up with inflation, sure, these things own the actual land, the property, which is going to inflate right along with the inflation rate. And of course, commodities inflate along with it. So whether it's cattle or corn, the prices go up, the prices go up. That's a simple pass through. to the consumer. So no big deal to the farmer, right? That's a pass through cost. But yeah, if you're looking to keep your money, keep pace with that sort of thing, it's an opportunity for you. And I'll show you the couple websites here in a minute. All right, question today: what's PPM? We talked about that. All right, flow, long, short, open, short, long. We'll go through the market review. I do see everything is in the green now. We'll get to that in a second. Headline reviews. We got a jobs number out this morning. We'll peel that back. Long-term investments. I will show you Farm Invest and then simply PPTY, which is another option out there that many of you are in because of the real estate boom. We'll get into short-term execution. You see the longs and the shorts posted up above. Contingencies and academic resources are standard. All right, let's take a look at where we are in the market. Had some down days. Yesterday was a big down day for a while, and then it recovered. But remember, always looking at where we're peeling it back. We're maintaining this 400 level. So there's a little congestion here, right? So that's where we're at. Today, even if it's a nice green day, it's still just going to be congestion. Again, it looks like a decent green day yesterday. That's because the futures were down so much. Gives us that green candlestick. When you zoom in on the 5-day chart, you can kind of see here was the day before last where the futures got down big. Yesterday, the market kind of, this was the big crypto sell-off, right? It was overnight right here. So that drugged the market down with it for a lot of things. It kind of bounced yesterday, pretty dull going this morning. And then lately, when people start waking up, it's been all green. So I guess this is the dip everybody's going to buy. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I'm actually de-risking still in most of the portfolios. You're seeing names disappear that are ultimately, super speculative. I've divorced myself from the Bitcoin yet once again. So it was a fun marriage while it lasted. But I am telling clients now, if you want to play the crypto thing, I'm treating it as a speculation sideshow now. I do think Bitcoin goes higher. I may buy, some outside of my brokerage fund, and actually get into it from there. But I'm going to stop talking about it here in this forum and with investors, and kind of just say, there's no way I can maintain expertise on all the individual stocks and the, that I have in the portfolio, which is about 100 of the main stocks. That takes pretty much all my time to be an expert on those stocks. I just don't have time to go dive into all these coins and things. So since I can't, yes, MEKE is the ticker there, burner. So I don't have time to be able to, excuse me, it's BEKE. Thank you for bringing that up. Let me correct that for you since I just checked my notes. BEKE for the short there. Thank you. I don't have time to get into all the coins, right? So I like it. I'm curious about it. And I may make some money on the side of it. I may trade some, but I'm not going to do it in this room. So other than just talking about what's going on with crypto, I'm out of GBTC and coin, giving that a break, if you will. So Bitcoin, we made money on. Coin, everybody that was in it, everybody's been in it since the direct listing is down money, and it sold off again yesterday. So going into the setup for you have the two longs. You have ONCT with their cancer thing. You have Ethereum, which is a crypto play, and then you have that BEKE short for the founder passing away. All right, let's go back and take a look at the CNBC. Take a look at the futures here. Quick refresh. All right, so barely in the green. NASDAQ almost up 0.5%, so bouncing pretty hard there in tech. As far as green across the board in Europe, Asia is mixed. Bonds, coming in a little bit. So it's been, if you get a red bond number, then the market tends to go opposite of that, right? So again, those are negatively correlated there. Oil's chilling out a little bit, down to 63, so almost back into our normal range. Gold and silver down a little bit, and then crypto, you have crypto's back, right? So after the big sell-off, about diamond hands, which is the never sell. And then paper hands, which is all I sell. The one I heard last night, it was lettuce hands. Paper hands look strong compared to lettuce hands, anything. So, it's kind of fun. These are all Reddit kind of silly memes coming out into the mainstream, but they are funny. But yeah, big numbers out of the whole crypto space as the space tries to recover, if you will. All right, on into Dogecoin. Elon Musk tweeted something out about who's the doji in the window, something like that. Anyhow, all right, Ford making electric pickup trucks. 20,000 orders for them, so you'd think that'd be the last thing to fall, right? Is the pickup truck going electric? So if that's going electric, well, okay, then everything's definitely going electric at that point. All right, the jobs numbers out. It wasn't too far off of the expectations, so not going to talk too much about that. Coles is down like 7%, even though they shouldn't be. I couldn't short it off of that story. All right, real quick before we go into, if you're interested, write down farminvest.com. I haven't seen the airplanes going electric as well. Well, maybe I did see that article. I can't remember. Investing in U.S. farmland. Here is the Farm Invest page. Again, this is crowdsourcing, so you can get into the why farmland. It's a pretty basic website. You can really get in here and dig into the different things. But each property, say it's an orchard, it's an apple orchard. Each property is its own LLC. So similar to movies, if you're invested in that, you buy into an LLC and it does its thing, and then it goes away at the end of the day. So kind of interesting. And then the other one is the Southwest Farm Capital Fund. This is more Texas, if you will, if you want to get into the Texas side of things. So anyhow, we'll come back to those afterwards and look at them a little bit more. Let's go over and set up for the market opening. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the On Time, On Target play of the day. You have 4 screens in front of you on the TD Ameritrade Think Pipes platform. Here is the opening bell. All right, we have 2 longs and a short. So off to the far left is the SPY. That's just where we can monitor the overall market. We have ONCT long based off of a cancer discovery. We have Ethereum 12.9% up, so it's already out of our window. That's long. And then over here we have this BEKE short, which I actually like the best, if you will. Boy, is there some volume in that bouncing around. All right, so high of the day is 46.6. 46.10 would be the entry to the downside. So if you're going to short this, this is going to be exciting. 46.10 is our entry. I'm ready to take it here when it hits with a 50-cent stop. And it's got to hold that high of the day at 46.6. I would actually rather see it go higher here before it comes down and hits our entry point. Zoom in a little here so we can see when it hits it. It's all the way down here. Again, waiting on that 46.10 for the entry point. Okay, we got it. There's our 46.10. So you can hop on in here. Can't even get the thing drawn fast enough. It's a 50-cent stop. So that's our entry point. 46.6 is our exit point. So right there at the high of the day. And again, we are going short. So get the arrow in here. I'm not doing so hot on my drawing this morning. Get the arrow in here. And then we'll talk about how far it has to drop here. Okay, so we got 46.10, so 45.60 is your first R point. And then we'll get the other ones drawn in there once we have it. So we're in this trade again at 46.10. On the BEKE with the founder dying and leaving behind the organization, dying unexpectedly at age 50. So anticipating a big sell-off there. All right, Ethereum is supposed to be a long. It's not really acting like a long, and it's also out of our window. This one just popped ONCT. It's already gone too far, no real entry there, so it's already out of our range. You can see over here on the left, 3 green bars into the opening day there. So let's see what we else have long. We have MSTR long. So switch to that. Take a look. I'll spell it correctly. MSTR. All right, it's not moving a whole lot here at the open. Again, they're tied to Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's the CEO, if you will. So keep that up for a second. And then also Riot blockchain should be moving up today based on the crypto recovery, if you will. But not moving up too much either. All right, so into minute 4 here of green market. I'm thinking if this flips red, that's going to help with this sell-off over here. Let me zoom out just a touch and get those other. So 45.10 is the 2R point. Get that drawn in there. Then your exit is all the way down here at 44.6 as far as the exit point. So we'll just keep it zoomed in on this part. It's getting close to that top of the day, so have your stop in again. 46. If it hits 46.6, we have to be out. There it is. So we're out. Busted trade. You saw how it goes through there, so you probably got some slippage on the exit. But once it doesn't hold, then you have to give up on the trade. So busted trade for today on our short in BEKE. All right. Let's go to charts and see what's going on in the bigger market as a whole. We have C Unlimited, Empower, Trade Desk is another name I like. It's up 3%. MongoDB is a tech firm. NVIDIA, chip firm, if you will. CRISPR Therapeutics has been beat up. It's starting to get a little bit of a recovery. CRSP. So it was at 95 a week ago. It's up at 112 now. So starting to get some love back in. We talked to esports earlier. There's really 2 that I use. There's Hero, and which is one of them. So getting a nice bounce up lately. And the other one is Espo, which is just esports. They pretty much track each other. I don't know. I can't really pick which one's better between the 2. But you can see their charts look almost exactly the same. And there it is right there, not too far down. All right, let's take a look at what's in the red today. TQLB, highly speculative thing. Roblox is in the red. Nikola Luckin in the red. Let's check on Luckin's chart. We don't talk about Luckin much anymore. For good reason, right? It was way down here at 577. So it's recovered from that, but it's largely been a house of pain. Had this nice one big move up day before last. So it'd be nice to see Luckin get a little love. Whereas that's a new position for us. I think we moved in back here around the 122 range, if I remember right, when most people are in. So we're a little bit up in that, but it's having a little bit of sell-off today. All right. But overall, markets in, see if they're holding green here. Yeah, barely in the green across the board, 0.7 in the NASDAQ. And this would be the first positive day in 4 if we get all the way back up to if we hold in the green for the rest of the day. All right, let's go back and close out on what we were talking about with Farm Invest. So again, Farm Invest is a crowdsourcing. So if you are interested in something like this, just if you're with me, let me know. If you're not, you can do it on your own through the contact them, and then you have to go through all the paperwork. It's a subscription based document, if you will. If you go with the Southwestern Farm Capital, this is more of your private placement memorandum. They're raising a lot more money. With Farm Invest, they're really talking about, an apple orchard, they need like 1.7 million. With Farm Invest, or with this Farm Capital Fund, they're talking a lot more than that, right? And it's all going into one big fund. So it's kind of a bigger commitment, if you will. With the Farm Invest, your money will move right away. With the capital fund, that's where you sign the document, and then they do capital calls over the next, several months. So if you commit to verbally, or you commit written for say $35,000, they may say, okay, send us 7,000 now. And then they send out capital calls. And how capital calls work is when they send them out, you have, they'll give you 30 days basically. Say move the money in as quickly as possible, but you have 30 days before you are in violation of your contract. So overall, it's pretty slick and easy, especially if you have an advisor working for you. I just move the money for you and let you know that we're good to go. If you're doing it on your own, it's a little bit more complicated. So, all right, that's all I've got for today. Tonight, going to speak in Louisville, so pretty excited about that with a friend of mine out there. And then tomorrow, We will be coming to you live from Louisville in the morning, and then in the afternoon tomorrow, going to Churchill Down to watch some races after seeing some stuff in Louisville for some sightseeing. So overall, pretty exciting times. All right, with that, we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good one.